In our today's tutorial, we will be moving forward to discuss about the TMA system of NIOS, also called as National Institute of Open Schooling. We all have a doubt, especially the students who are appearing for the exam and when they get their results, that how come the TMA, which was weighing 20 marks for every subject, in the end it turns out to be something which is very unusual. Some cases you get 16, some cases you get 12, 17, sometimes 20 out of 20, but the least one, which is scary, that is 8 out of 20, especially in data entry operations. Today we have a solution to all these things and an answer to all your questions. Most of us used to believe that there is a technical error in NIOS system because we are entering the marks to the computer. But there is no such thing. As I told you, we will be getting the answers to all these solutions through proper calculations and finding out how these things are happening. Here you can see the NIOS TMA system, or also called as IA Internal Assessment Assignments, had come into existence from 2015 onwards. That means till 2014 there were no TMA allotted for any subjects, and so these were the marks allotted for the theory and for the practicals as such, and that is what the paper used to weigh every time, 100. But when 2014 finished, from 2015 they started the 20% system of TMA, and then we got to know that there is something called as TMA by which we can gain some extra marks. I have written some subjects in here, or some important topics, which is a mixture of secondary and senior secondary subjects, and let us see how we get the marks for that. First one, the common subject between secondary and senior secondary is the languages, English, Arabic, Orisi, anyone, plus the non-practical subjects such as business, economics, sociology, psychology, political science. All of them, the paper in 2014 had no practical, so the theory marks was directly out of 100. What happened from 2014 after, that is in 2015 to 17 presently, and hopefully in 2018 also, the theory paper will weigh 80 marks. Since it is non-practical subject, what about the other 20? To make it 100, we have to add 20. That 20 came in the TMA here. So 20 plus 80, 100, you get your 100 marks in the exam. What happened in a practical based subject? Best example, home science. We know in home science the theory paper was for 85 marks, the practical was for 15. When added together, gave us a total of 100. Clear? But from 2015, as I said, changes took place where the theory marks changed from 85 to 68. These 68 is out of not 100 marks, it's a 68 marks exam paper for theory, but the practical marks remain the same, 15. When we add 15 and 68 together using the help of my calculator, I get a value of 83, which is the total of only theory and practical. So that total is 83, for example. How much more I need out of 100? 17. That 17 I got from my TMA. That's why my computer doesn't accept more than 17. I can maximum give 17, or the teacher can provide you maximum 17, because 68 plus 15 plus 17 would be finally equal to 100. Thirdly, data entry operations. Again, senior secondary or secondary, the examination paper is out of 40, practical 60, total 100. But here, after 2015, the practical marks remains the same again for all the cases, but nothing has changed. It has 60, but the 40 marks paper has turned into 32. When you make an addition of this thing, which is 32 and 60, the total turns out to be 92. How much more marks you need to make it 100? 8, and that is the reason in the TMA where that you're writing a TMA for 20 marks, but I can give only 8 because 60 plus 32 is 92, and that I need 8 marks more to make it 100. Physics, chemistry, biology, especially the science and technology for the secondary, that's a different issue. Again, there is a practical base in that. But if we talk about physics, chemistry, biology by itself as a subject of senior secondary, we have the examination paper for 80 marks, the practical for 20, which turns out to be total 100. This turned out to be the examination theory will be for 64 marks, The practical will remain the same as I told you, 20, which makes a total of 84. How much more you needed to make it 100? 16 marks more. That is why the TMA I can give you in physics, chemistry, biology 16, not more than that. Painting. No matter it is secondary or senior secondary, the practical is for 70 marks. So the 70 marks remains the same for practical after 2014, that is 15, 16, 17. But the theory which was for 30 will turn to 24. 70 plus 24 becomes 94. And we need how many marks more to get out of 100? 6. That is why the least marks that you get in TMA is 6 out of 20, or basically 6 marks that is in painting. That's why most of the students, they don't go for painting. Although they didn't know about the TMA structure, but since 70 marks is for practical, it all depends on how you can be creative in drawing and your arts. Coming back to the final topic, that is computer science. Computer science obviously present in senior secondary education, where the examination is, the marks are opposite of data entry. Here in data entry, the theory marks was 40 and practical 60, whereas here the theory is 60 and the practical is 40. What happened in here? A person who was getting 60 and 40 turned out to be 100 in 2014, but in 2015 what happened? The 60 marks paper turned into 48 marks. So the theory exam will be out of 48 marks. Practical remains the same 40. 40 plus 48 is going to be 88. You need how many marks more to make it 100? 12. So that's why I can give you in the TMA 12 marks. So as you can see here, these were the main subjects of senior secondary and secondary. Marks of theory and practical were given as follows till 2014. After 2014, which was 2015 onwards, the TMA system started, or the internal assignment started, which carries about 20% of the mark system, and that is how in theory your marks are going to be like this for every subject. Practical marks are going to be so and so for every subject. Together that total, how much more left to make it 100 are these, and this is given to you in the form of TMA by doing it. Many students, they just come up with a question that, is it necessary to do TMA? Whereas, or is it compulsory? Let us use the word. So the slogan goes as such, that TMA is not compulsory, it is necessary. What is the difference between compulsory and necessary? Let us see the difference now as showing one example. But before that, let me tell you the home science of 85% will be given for senior secondary. As you know, the senior secondary home science marks is 80 plus 20 for the practical, which makes 100, right? So this 80 and 20 case is going to turn just like physics, chemistry and biology. So the exam paper will be 64, practical will remain the same as 20, and I can give you only 16. So this will be the two difference between the home science. Home science secondary, home science senior secondary, 80 and 20. As I told you, we are discussing about compulsory and necessary. Let us see one example down. How? This side. For example, if I have my English exam. English exam is for 80 marks. As I told you, it's a theory based exam, no practical. So the exam paper you will write is out of 80. Imagine you get out of 80, 70. If there is no TMA given, the main exam, you will, in the report card, you will get only 70%. But just because TMA is there, you will be getting 90%, because if I give you full marks for TMA. So TMA is necessary, because by adding the marks of TMA into the marks of theory and practical, it will make a total mark out of 100, which is going to be the marks written in your report card. So kindly pay attention that you complete all your TMAs on time, submitted on the due date, make sure it is checked by the teacher, and you have been allotted with the correct marks which is on your paper. The same marks will be given to you by your institution. And then do best for your theory and for your practical, but more attention to the theory, as it carries still majority of the marks are from the theory. So this was the overall summary on the TMA system that started from 2015 onwards, and many people have the question. Hope that this video has helped to solve your problems and understand that there were no technical issues with NIOS. It's just the way how calculations are done. Thanks for watching the video.